Okay, so what I'm going to be doing here today is we're going to be spray painting, camouflaging our AR15. We got a brand new one here that doesn't have any optics on it, just a stripped down model. And then we have another one over here that has some accessories installed on it. So the first thing we're going to do is start with our lighter color, and then we'll start stacking colors on later. So I'm going for a little different pattern. I really like kind of the way this looks. This is actually for concrete work that I did in my backyard. So we're going to start with a gray, just a primer gray in the Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover. And then, like I said, we'll start stacking on colors after that. Some of the interesting things that I've seen talking about camouflaging is using like animals and how they're actually colored in nature. You'll notice that animals have a lighter underbelly and they have a darker back, and part of the reasoning behind that is that it doesn't or maybe it offsets shadows, so you can't make out the image of the animal as well when they have a lighter belly because you have no shadowing underneath the animal. That you'll notice in nature is that most shapes are not either straight up and down except for trees. They're more at an angle. In fact, most color patterns, most camouflage patterns are actually horizontal. So we're just going to put a light coat on one side, and then we'll flip it, and then we're going to be doing the other side after this dries. So we're going to do lots of light coats, very light coats. We're going to give it about 45 minutes in between each coats, 30-45 minutes, make sure it's dry, it's not tacky to the touch. So we can flip it, do it again. Another way is you could just hang it, and then you don't have to worry about doing one side versus the other. Since it's dark out, we didn't really have a way to hang it outside, so we're just doing it on the ground in the garage. Okay, as you can tell, we put a lot of blue tape on here. We've got a lot of things that we wanted to cover and protect. And any moving part, anything like our magazine release, trigger, optics, lens covers, anything that, you know, like set screws, anything that we might want to remove later, all of our sights, our iron sights, everything. So now we're going to do the other side. And again, we're using this wire mesh that we got at Home Depot that was actually for a concrete project that I built out in the backyard. Later, as we get more coats of paint and different colors added to this, you'll be able to see these patterns a little better. They'll kind of stand out a little better. Right now, it just kind of looks like a very light snake skin. Okay, as you can see on that one, I put the second coat on. Right now, we're doing a kind of a khaki color, coyote color. Hard to get it. Okay, so we put our primer and gray on now, and then after that we put spliced in some colors of the khaki, and then next we're going to go on with the olive drab or army green. And so we're just kind of mixing these colors together, letting them bleed together a little bit. And we're just trying to make it look like foliage here in Oklahoma. 90% of the year, we're probably in greens and browns. And you know, there might even be some little bit of cinnamon colors, some reds mixed in the fall, but majority of the time we're going to be in greens and browns here in the Midwest area. Okay, so we're putting on the final coat, and it's just the flat black of the Rust-Oleum paint. Kind of cut a little pattern here. Help cut in that camouflage. There's no specific way of doing this. Just kind of laying it on here and having fun with it. Okay, so this is our finished product here after we spray painted. So you can tell we use the masonry meshing from any hardware store. We use that to get our detail markings in the spray paint. We started with a primer coat of the Rust-Oleum flat gray. And then we slowly just laid on each of the following. We have a can of the olive drab camouflage paint and the coyote color. And then we have the Rust-Oleum black flat. And then we have the satin nutmeg. That's the only color that nutmeg, or only texture, I guess, that nutmeg came in, was a satin. Couldn't find any flat anywhere, but as you can tell by looking at the firearms, that the satin really didn't turn out too bad. I wouldn't want to do a whole gun in satin, but matte flat would be the best. Okay, everybody, just wanted to kind of show you what it looks like when you actually put it into real life situation. You can tell I've got on mostly grays and browns. And here we are in, what is it, February 5th. So you can see the coloration of the firearm against the background and how well it just blends in versus a solid black gun.